Okay, and we are live. Let me just pop this in the old chats, just get everybody populating this live. There we go. Fan bloody tastic. Hi, how are we all doing? I'm low-key shitting myself for this because it's been a little while. It's been a little while since I've come on here on a live. As you can see, I've got new background here, got new setup. It's been a busy couple of weeks, to be perfectly honest with you. I wanted to get a lot of these out nice and quickly, but life gets in the way as it happens. So here I am. I'm just going to be here answering questions. I've got literally a long list of questions to get through today. So I thought, what better thing to do on a Sunday afternoon than just answer people questions? It's a safe space. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. But yeah, I just put a poll out right on Instagram. Get this hoodie that I'm wearing. Okay, I put a poll out. So I believe that this hoodie is like an off purple color. And my missus, she was saying that it's more of a grey color. So what we did, we put a poll out on Instagram and asked if it was grey or if it was purple. And a lot of the comments actually came back to say that it was brown. Now, I don't know if you can see. I'll lean back. See on here, it kind of looks like almost like an off black color, but nah. Oh, it's actually fucking out. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's purple, but yeah. What do I know? What do I know? Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get into these questions. Starting off, number one, Jake. Can I drink protein shakes instead of eating actual food? I mean, technically, yes. But should you? Probably not. I wouldn't do it. Because protein shakes, while they are considered as a good supplement to get protein in, you can't necessarily really replace every meal with them, or definitely wouldn't advise doing it. Because your body just needs overall like vitamins, minerals, fibers, that kind of thing as well. So if you're trying to get your proteins in, protein shakes, protein bars, yogurts from Aldi, they are considered as like a substitute for that. So I definitely wouldn't just constantly drink protein shakes the whole time, because you just need other vitamins in your diet. Okay, Tom, what's the best excuse to skip to the gym, and how can I still make it look like I train? I mean, jumping on steroids would probably make it look like you still train, Tom. But ultimately, I mean, good lighting can help, I suppose. But why would you want to look like you train but not train? Why don't you just get in and train? Unless there is a really valid reason as to why you're not training in the gym, Tom. Let me know. Let me know if I can help. Okay, Dan, can I bulk on nothing but pizza? Yeah, if you ate too much of it, you will get fat. You will bulk out, right? Not really something that we look to do, because you're going to just feel sluggish all the time. A lot of these guys call it a dirty bulk, where they just eat foods that are just high in carbohydrates, high in fats, getting into a calorie surplus. That's kind of it, really. So yeah, technically you can bulk on nothing but pizza. So yeah. Ryan, if I take steroids for just a little while, will I get huge and then just keep getting gains after stopping? Right. So if you take steroids, Ryan, and you suddenly go in and train at the gym, you are gonna, I believe, I can't remember. I read this up somewhere. Somebody said that if you if you take steroids, you build more natural, like more lean muscle without training than a guy would, like a full year of lifting weights or something ridiculous like that. The biggest problem with steroids, Ryan, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, is that when you come off cycle, and then you try and get back into the gym, all of a sudden, all the weight that you were lifting, or the strength that you had developed whilst being on cycle, it's just going to take a massive dip when you come off. So it's very difficult, I think, for a lot of guys to hop off steroids after doing a few cycles as well, because ultimately, when your workouts become shit, then yeah, you're just gonna jump back onto it. And on top of that as well, all the side effects that are involved with it as well. Truthfully, Ryan, I don't really know too much about it. I'm not gonna like sit here and waffle on like I know everything about steroids. I've never been on steroids myself. But yeah, so definitely look into that. I will do my part and research into more of that for you as well. Okay, Matt, do I really need to warm up or is it just a scam? Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Warming up is not 100% necessary. I definitely wouldn't go into heavy lifting without warming up my muscles first, because again, you want to prevent things like injury. You want your lifts to feel better. You're just trying to warm up the muscles, basically, right? It's why we usually just do a warm up set with like very light weights, and then we go into the heavier stuff usually beforehand as well. Now, stretching after workout, that's where it gets a little bit tricky. That's where you kind of go, is it worth it? Maybe not. Josh, how many rest days is too many? I mean, every day, if you were resting every day, that would be too much. That would take it too far, because while recovery is crucial, and I've been a victim to this as well. I used to train all the time and never take recovery days. If you're just chilling and not training, then what's even the point? If you're going to be doing a lot of resistance training, maybe like 2 or 3 days a week, perhaps of resting could be a good starting point for you, Josh. That's definitely what I would say. Right, Ben, can I just train chest and arms and ignore everything else? Yeah, and I've got a funny story here for you, right? I was once in the barbers. This was years ago. This was maybe like 15 years ago or something. I was quite young, and I remember fucking massive guy. He walks in, honestly, shoulders out here. His traps were like coming into his neck. He was massive bloke. You could just tell that he was maybe he was juiced on something or whatever, right? He had the tiniest legs ever. I remember everybody was just ripping into him when he walked into this barber shop, just saying like, bro, you look like an upside down triangle, mate. Well, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So it's a typical guy thing, isn't it? Just train up, skip leg day. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a running joke around here, but yeah, mate, you can't skip leg day. It's just part of the process. Part of the process, I'm afraid. Sophie, is it true lifting weights makes women bulky? No, not really. Women just don't produce enough testosterone for that, I'm afraid, Sophie. You're not going to accidentally end up looking like The Rock. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what, right? Let me tell you this. Let's just say you did develop a lot of muscle in a specific area. And to you, Sophie, and again, this is just going to be detriment to you, right? Let's just say, oh, I want to stop training this area. My muscle's too big. My quads are too big. Said no one ever. And if that's the case, right? Just dial the volume back in that area, right? Maybe train a little bit back, train a bit of shoulders, train a bit of arms, until it doesn't feel like that, Sophie. That's what I would say. But ultimately, no, you're not going to get bulky just from lifting weights. That's what I would say. Okay, Chris, do I actually need cardio or can I just lift weights? Again, it depends on your goal. For overall health, fitness, and endurance, cardio is great. It's why a lot of people do CrossFit, because it's a sort of a combination of the two, right? If you just wanted to just improve your overall lifestyle and the quality of it, I'd say cardio is very good. Like just things like walking up the stairs, just going for walks and stuff like that as well. Because there's nothing worse than being out of breath, right? But if you're sort of more into your strength training, want to feel stronger, then yes, definitely pop some resistance training into your plan or whatever it is as well. Okay, let's see here. James, go to bed. Which is better for building strength? More reps, less weight, or more weight, less reps? Well, I mean, for strength training, and I just touched on this as well, you probably want more weight rather than reps. I'd usually say anywhere between like 3 to 6 reps per set. So that's what 80 to 90% of your max, I'd say. Because like what you want to be doing, James, is ultimately you want to be kind of looking for, where you do those repetitions, for example. If you were going for like an overhead shoulder press, right, and you were shaking like you're about to shit yourself, that's at the point where you want to be. Now, if you go higher reps, lower weight, maybe let's say like 15 to 20 reps, you might get to that rep, which is the rep you're going to be looking for, maybe at like rep 18 or even 20. If you went super heavy as well, then you might get that rep in, let's say like 3 or 4 And usually, as a strength coach, this is what I sort of do in terms of like my programming. I always program for progressive overload, which is where you are constantly taking the volume up every single week. So you're effectively changing the weight and not plateauing. Because so many people, right, what they do when they go to the gym, they just feel like they're comfortable with weight. They don't want to take it above and beyond because it's a bit daunting, right? Nobody wants to fail a set. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants to fail it, and we've all been there, or we've all seen someone fail a set and go, "Fucking hell, God, wish that weren't me." But it's just the nature of the beast, I'm afraid, mate. It's just the nature of the beast. It's going to happen. But if you did, let's say, go for higher reps and lower weight, you're going to be leaning into more endurance side of things anyway. But yeah, I would definitely go for the more. I would go for the more weight in a few reps, James. If you really want to enhance on your strength. Okay, Chris, would you rather do a week of doing your classes or do a week of lifeguarding again? Oh, I'd classes, right? Any day, any day. Although on there writing on the board what I want to do for a class, ultimately I enjoy doing them. I enjoy teaching them, but you kind of develop like a little community upstairs when you teach a class, right? And your goal as a gym instructor is just to ensure that everybody there feels comfortable and that you have to welcome everybody and make sure that they are in a safe space. You know, they listen to you, and you've got to conduct a good session for them. Ultimately, right? That's what we're kind of there looking for. Now, if I had the choice of writing my own session, I would probably put in things that I enjoy doing and things, well, I'd avoid putting in things I didn't like. So this is why, and now I'm kind of veering off topic here a little bit, but I was thinking about getting a coach myself, not because I don't know what I'm doing, not because I need guidance on how to lift this barbell in this particular way. I know all that shit, right? And this is what personal trainers do. They always say, "Oh, I don't fucking need a coach. I know everything." But I need somebody there to hold me accountable for the things I'm doing. Someone just to write me a plan. And I just follow it. And I know what I'm doing. But honestly, it makes the world of difference. Makes the world of difference. Take professional footballers as an example, right? Professional footballers are the best in their craft, the best in the world, or any kind of professional athlete. Yet every single one of them has a coach. Every single one of them has a coach. And you always need a coach, somebody to coach you through it. So I would have somebody else write these classes out for me, and I would probably do them. Because fuck going back to lifeguarding for a packet of biscuits, you know what I mean? I would not do that again. I reckon I'll just get bored. Um, so yeah, hope that kind of answers your question a bit. Okay, Levi, back and biceps and chest and triceps, or a push pull splits. I mean, it's a good question, but ultimately it just depends on how often you plan on training, because like push pull splits, they're like really good for like overall balance. For example, like if one day you did pull, so that'd be like back biceps. When you do your push motions, the muscle groups that you were training the day before have a chance to rest as well. But this is really good if you were to train, let's say, like maybe like 4+ times a week. You have things like bro splits, which are like back and biceps, chest and triceps, which kind of more focused on like individual muscle groups, rather than like the push pull planes of movement. And it's really good for things like hypertrophy as well. So yeah, okay. I'll tell you a little secret here, Levi, right? This is my split. This is my plan. And I've been following this split now for maybe like a year and a bit. And I think it's been the most effective for me. And it's broken down into 3 days, right? Day 1, shoulders and arms. So this is all heads of my shoulders. So yeah, anterior, medial, and posterior delts. And then I've also got biceps and triceps in there as well, right? Day 1, my favorite day, arguably, right? Hour and a half, or maybe even like an hour and 15. That's all I really need for it. Day 2 is chest and back, because I have the best pump when I do like a chest and a back workout as well, right? That's day 2. And then day 3 is legs and abs as well, which abs side I've been neglecting a little bit recently. So it's just kind of been 45 minutes of legs, but um it's definitely a good split to touch upon. And then usually maybe like the day after you would have like a rest day. What I've been doing though recently, and this is going to be kind of contradicting to what I said to answering a previous question, is if I feel up to it, I will then go straight back into day 1 after day 3. Okay. But give yourself like a day's rest after day 3 and then go back into day 1 as well. So like you could do it where so that would work out to like 6 workouts a week, right? If you were a proper gym bro. But yeah, I would definitely do day 1, day 2, day 3, split, break, and then go back into it as well. And then maybe like the next 3 days, you could do like the same muscle groups. We could do like different workouts for them. Does that make sense? And then just go back. So you can just repeat that and repeat that as you go along. So that would be my advice to you, Levi. Chris, roast or a full English breakfast? It's a bit like choosing between your mum and your nan. Do you know what I mean? Both are like really, really good, but the trife I have with a full English, yeah, is the fucking black pudding that they put on it, right? No one likes black pudding. I swear. Every time I've gone for a full English and I've eaten an English breakfast, everybody leaves a black pudding, and myself included. Like, what's that all about? Nobody asks for it. Yeah. Whereas a roast dinner, oh mate, I can demolish everything. I can demolish anything. But then at the same time, having a full English, when I climbed Mount Snowdon, a few years ago, I had a full English. It was like the best thing ever. And then yeah, then you just read it that like it sets you up for the day. Do you know what I mean? But if I had to pick, I would have to go for the roast dinner, mate. Can't be old traditional style roast. That's what us Brits are good for. A solid full English and a roast dinner. But again, this isn't about competing, mate. We're here to be bettering ourselves in every way, shape, and form. Right. Okay, right, everybody. That is it. So that's all the questions answered. I'm going to end the live here. I'm going to try and get these out a lot more frequently now. My life's calmed down a little bit, so yeah, definitely want to jump on here and do a lot more of these. I feel like we kind of connect on a emotional scale. So yeah, going to try and get these out sooner if I can, maybe like once a week. I know I say this all the fucking time, but yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'm going to leave this on here so you guys can watch it again. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Take care. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.